back to Write, Publish, Connect, a video series by Aaxel Author Services. My name's Natalie, and this is Alexa. She is the founder of Aaxel Author Services. Hey, Alexa.
Hi, Natalie.
So today we are swinging back to the publishing part of your book, but we really want to focus or go down that journey of what it is to publish and what you need to do to prepare for that.
That's right, because there's publishing your book, which everyone can do. Basically, at some point, your book is live, it's available for purchase, but then there's also launching properly. And what that entails really is preparation. That's the key difference between launching a book, just like, oh, one day my book is there and I'm officially a published author, and versus, okay, let me plan ahead. And there are some key things to do before.
And you say prepare. I mean, what does that entail exactly? Because it probably means a whole lot of different things to a whole lot of different people.
Yes, absolutely. So preparing, really, in this case, there are 4 key things that I always talk about with our authors. And that is establishing an online presence, participating in the greater author community, getting reviews, and actually planning a book launch event.
So your online presence. I know this is a hot topic for you. I know how much you love this.
So an online, continue, sorry.
No, but like an online presence for an author means what exactly? What is it that they need to, maybe a couple of things that they should be aware of?
Well, to me, first and foremost, I really believe, as do many of my peers, that you still need an actual author website. If you don't want it to be super fancy, that's totally fine. But it's important that you own some piece of this great online world real estate for yourself, because you could, we hear stories all the time, right? People are crushing it on some kind of social media platform. Suddenly rules change. All of a sudden their posts aren't getting the reach that they used to, and they've got to regroup and come up with another strategy, because ultimately social media is great. And I'm not undermining that at all. But you don't own social media. Social media owns you. So I still tell authors a website is really important. You can have a really nice 5-page, elaborately developed website, or you can also have just a simple, at Aaxel Author Services, we actually have what we call a starter website. It's essentially a 1-page website designed for those authors who say, okay, I recognize that I need an author website, but I'm not interested in investing the money, the time to upkeep a big website. But whatever you do, have some little website that's yours.
As small as a landing page, I suppose.
Absolutely. Well, our 1-page websites, that's essentially what they are. It's a single-page website. You have the buy buttons for your book. You talk about your book. You're able to include some reviews, which is another one of the little things on our checklist that we'll talk about, but just have some kind of a website. And definitely social media should not be ignored. My only thing that I always tell authors is don't think about being everywhere. Think about being somewhere and doing it properly 100%, really optimizing that visibility. So if you decide that Instagram is the place for you, great, but get set up early. Start start posting, sharing things about your book, about your writing, getting people to like your page, getting people to follow you, whatever the applicable terminology is.
So that would lead us to point 2, which is that the author community that you want to make sure that you join or you become part of.
Right. So an author community, in this case, what I'm talking about is I'm not talking about engaging with readers. I'm talking about finding other authors who are successful in your genre. See what they're doing. Do a little bit of research. Look at their websites for starters. Look at them on social media. Where are they? What kinds of conversations are they having? What types of content are they posting? Like their Facebook pages, follow them on Instagram, and start engaging, because you never know. At the very worst, you're going to get some really good, valuable ideas for your own online presence. And you might just actually start developing a relationship, a connection with this author who can then possibly endorse your next book, which is, of course, the third item on the checklist is those reviews.
Segueing. You're making it so
It's just
easy.
those little segues. Yeah, exactly.
I love it, but it's true though that you want the endorsements, or you want to be able to get people to review your book so that they can give you the 4 and 5. Well, I should say 5 stars.
We always want the 5 stars, Natalie.
5-star
We always
reviews.
want the 5 stars.
So how do you get those reviews before the book is published, I guess?
Okay. So obviously the very first thing you want to do is you want to put your best foot forward when it comes to getting reviews. And what that means is you want to have book files that are as finished as possible. Now, if you happen to have a really great relationship with an influencer and you're perfectly comfortable just sending them your Microsoft Word document and they're not going to like penalize you for it, then go ahead. But otherwise, I really recommend go through the book cover design process, get your book professionally laid out, make it an advanced reader copy. That's what we in the industry call it. It's an advanced reader copy. Your book isn't published yet, but you have something that really looks good, especially a cover. Get a nice front cover finalized, and then start sending out that book for reviews. There are always the good old review sources, like you can get reviews from Kirkus, you can get reviews from Clarion, you can also use NetGalley, which is an ever-growing, very, very popular platform where reviewers, potential reviewers can request your book and they would then review it. But also dare reaching out to some of those authors who already have their own following. But this is where nurturing that relationship ahead of time is really good, because if you want to get that peer to review to it, or at least to consider reviewing your book, if the first time they've ever seen your name is when you're ready to send them your book, not really going to work out. But if you've been following them for 6 months or a year and they've seen your name, and you can, and it just comes across as so much more legitimate and credible.
Absolutely. Well, it's all about building, and I think in industry, it's about building relationships.
It's absolutely, what industry is not about building relationships, and build those relationships earlier. So even if you're not ready to get out on social media as an author, start early, look for other authors, see what they're doing, and slowly break out of that shell. Take notes. Oh, I really like when they post that stuff. I noticed that when they post this type of content, it really elicits some interesting conversations, and from there.
Okay, so we have an online presence that includes a website. Yes. We've joined the our author community, which is other authors, and we are bonding and building relationships and making new friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we've gotten the reviews from the advanced readers. So now the book has officially launched, and the last thing would be have a book launch. Have an official book launch.
Absolutely.
What does that look like for you?
Well, it can mean many different things, right? Yeah. For some authors who really, for some authors, if they already have a readership, then obviously they can go a little bigger. They can do an online event where they can answer questions. Zoom is a wonderful platform. There are so many options nowadays. But even if this is your very first book and the only people who care right now are your family and friends, do a book launch, do it properly for so many different reasons. You deserve it. I mean, you've gone through this. If you've been doing things properly so that you don't publish crap, like we say at Aaxel Author Services, you want to commemorate this moment and this achievement. And but more than that, those FNFs, as we call them at Aaxel Author Services, those family and friends, those are the seeds for your future network of readers. You have to start somewhere. Tell people about the event. You can have it. I've seen people rent a community center. I've seen people launch a book at a bookstore. Bookstores are really overall very amenable to helping and facilitating an author's success. Think about doing it at a bookstore. Do it online. If you've got family and friends a little bit all over the country, get online. You too can host your own author events.
I did one at a community center in NDG, and my second one, I did it at my friend's business.
There you go. But didn't it feel good?
Yeah. Well, no, it was great. Well, because my books had artwork, so we featured the artwork at the book launch for the artist as well. So that was really cool.
Nice. Exactly.
And I don't think there's a right way or wrong way. I think there's,
Just do it.
They're all
though.
different.
Just
Yeah.
do it. Just do it. You don't, and it's understandable, you know, if you've been doing things properly, once you launch your book, you're kind of exhausted. It's normal, but at the same time, don't miss out on that opportunity to just, it's an achievement. So commemorate it somehow, you know, in whatever way, but you should have some kind of a launch. You really should.
I love this today. This was awesome. So I know that people are watching and they're wondering, you know, what are a couple of key services that Aaxel Author Services does, I guess, that people can, you know, that you can find them on the website, but maybe list a couple of them that they can expect.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, obviously we're here to shepherd authors through the process of self-publishing so that they can self-publish like a pro, with a very experienced team behind them. That's in general what we do. Relevant to our call today, well, we were talking about websites. So we do website design. We can help you get those reviews. We can help you organize a social media strategy so that you can start looking at other authors and what they're doing. So essentially that checklist we covered today, those are definitely some of the things we do all the time with authors. So if you want to learn more about what we do, obviously hop over to our website, www.aaxelauthorservices.com. Send us an email, info@aaxelauthorservices.com. We're always excited to talk to new authors, and wherever you're at in the journey, there's always a way we can step in and help and smooth the rest of the way, so to speak.
Another great episode. Thanks so much, Alexa. But more importantly, folks, don't forget that at Aaxel Author Services, we won't let you publish crap. I love that tagline.
Thank you, Natalie.
Whatever you choose to do, have an awesome day, everybody. Thanks, Alexa. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Take care, Natalie.